You've been winning, so win everything. Violet, as we close the show, I just want 5 seconds of you singing a happy birthday message for her for the 31st, because you won't be able to do that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Supercharge. Happy birthday to you.
Champs. I didn't know he had such a beautiful voice. Wow, thank you so much indeed. Hey, now Sade can take retirement full time. Guys, thank you very much indeed. Glen Rose, truly appreciate it, man. Continue being the champ that you are.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful journey tonight. I can promise you some great radio coming your way. The Orlando Pirates coach is already seated in front of me. He is live in studio, but most importantly, the drama that's been happening in the courts of law, as you heard in the headlines today. Marawa Sports Worldwide is proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
From the pitch to the podium, your all-access pass to the world of sport is right here. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
The accused are appearing on the following charges: conspiracy to commit the offences, that is conspiracy in contravention of Section 18, subsection 2A of the Writers' Assemblies Act 17 of 1956, fraud as well as theft.
Applicant number 1, can you please enter your full name and surname into the microphone closest to you?
My name is Daniel Alexander Jordan.
Thank you. Applicant number 2, please enter your full names.
My name is Trevor Adrian Neethling.
Mr. Neethling, you are also the representative of accused number 4, which is Grid Communications Pty Limited. You understand that?
Yes, you are, sure.
Thank you. Applicant number 3, please enter your full name into the microphone.
My name is Khloyo.
Khloyo. Thank you. Mr. Khloyo, are you fully English conversant?
Yes, I am.
All right, and for the sake of housekeeping, you are all fully English conversant. Thank you.
Yeah, fully English conversant on this side as well. That's been the drama that's been unfolding today right in front of our eyes. And I tell you what, Bafana are currently gearing themselves up for a massive Africa Cup of Nations qualifier last round this weekend. And as we spoke to the SAFA media manager, Nina Wantlogo, yesterday, it is all systems go on the pitch. It is off the pitch, however, that the South African Football Association, SAFA, is grabbing the headlines today with the mother body president, Danny Jordan, the SAFA chief financial officer, Grani Khloyo, as well as businessman Trevor Neethling, all arrested and granted bail of 20,000 Rand each. We've got on the line now, just to give us a bit of background of what's happened today. We got the spokesperson for the Directorate for Priority Crimes Investigation, otherwise known as the Hawks, Colonel Katlego Mogale, joins us on the line. Colonel, thank you so much for your time. We chat once again. Good evening. Thank you so much for coming on and giving us a bit of background. From this morning, there were conflicting stories coming around saying that Dr. Jordan had tried to then avoid arrest and all sorts of drama. Just paint us the picture of what's happened today.
Good evening, Robert, and to your viewers, good evening. What transpired was that we had obtained warrants of arrest for the 3 accused, Mr. Jordan, Mr. Khloyo, as well as Mr. Neethling. And these warrants of arrest were executed this morning following the fact that the investigation team had interacted with the accused and asked them to show themselves at the Serious Commercial Investigation Team office in Johannesburg. Only Mr. Neethling pitched at the time that was agreed upon. And once that time lapsed, the teams went out to actually effect arrest on the persons that were listed on the warrant.
Was there anybody that wanted to resist arrest?
No, not really. The only thing that we had picked up was the fact that there were rumors that Mr. Jordan has actually applied for an interdict to prevent the arrest from taking place.
But that was, I would imagine, unsuccessful, Colonel.
Definitely, it was unsuccessful, and at this stage, we are waiting for that interdict to be received. And once it does, it will be moot because we already have arrested him.
And for those who obviously have no idea of what's been happening, they've been busy at work, they're in their cars driving home now, and you've been in court as well. What is it on the main? And obviously, we know that it's not just about Dr. Jordaan. There are other co-accused, but the priority of what we're focusing on right now is somebody who is the president of an association. What's the main charge that he faces?
The charges that are being faced is theft as well as fraud. The main charge is fraud, as we have been embarked on a investigation where we effected a search and seizure warrant at the SAFA house, where upon receiving the allegations, we needed to find out more information in relation to the allegations, and we confiscated electronic gadgets that were purported to have information that would assist in the investigation.
The last time I spoke to you, it was about that exact search and seizure. So I'm assuming that whatever was found in there has warranted this particular arrest.
Definitely, and on the 5th of December, we will be able to understand exactly what is it that was found when the search and seizure was executed, and further engage with the defense and offer them the docket, or rather disclose what's in the docket.
And I know that individually they've all been given the 20,000 Rand bail. And the court also expressed that especially for Danny Jordaan, who has access to his passport as we speak, and not the other two co-accused, he's the president of an association. Bafana get to play, against Uganda on Friday. Does he get to travel?
Yes, for the purposes of him executing his duties as the president of SAFA, his passport he has to retain it, but also make sure that before traveling, he informs the court that he is traveling and where will he be traveling and for how long.
And I know that the court, in giving us information, were quite adamant in saying that for SAFA duties, but he's somebody who can also do CAF duties, who can do FIFA duties. Does that fall outside of the ambit of what the court would like to see? Is he just stipulating the fact that it's just for SAFA duties?
Basically, the retention of the passport is for him to execute his duties as the president of SAFA, regardless of whether it's FIFA, whether it's SAFA, whether it's CAF. Those functions that he has to perform in his duties, including all of those, he has to be able to travel. Therefore, his passport was retained until that situation changes. Then and only then will we be able to go back to court and revisit the decision.
All right, Colonel, thank you so much indeed. I'm sure we're going to be chatting to you pretty soon.
All right.
Thank you very, very much, there, Colonel Katlego Mogale, right here in Johannesburg, Directorate for Priority Crimes Investigation, otherwise known as the Hawks. That's the spokesperson. We obviously just a short while ago got the legal representative, Lesedi Mpahlele, who shared his thoughts. He's the SAFA legal representative.
First and foremost, this is a frivolous case. This has happened before an election in 2017, where the president of SAFA was charged for allegedly having raped one Geneva. And 2 years later, the matter was dropped. It was a clear ploy to charge the president in order to try and pressurize him to step aside. Same thing is happening here. Today's case centers around whether or not the president has the authority to sign on behalf of SAFA. And that is the allegation that some of the disgruntled members of SAFA are making, that he was not authorized to sign on behalf of SAFA, and as such, he is now being charged for unlawfully acquiring the services of services providers who were providing a service for SAFA, not for him personally. And it really just centers around that. The constitution, the statutes of SAFA, under Article 39.1, clearly state that the president represents the association legally and that he is entitled to sign on behalf of SAFA. So this is just another smear campaign. If you look at the list of witnesses that were provided by which I will not mention now, but which were provided by the state today, You go through the list of all 90 names, and it's all former disgruntled members of SAFA who have been part of a smear campaign trying to change the current leadership of SAFA for years now, and they haven't succeeded, and they won't succeed this time around. Thank you.
Good evening, Robert. This is the man. I always maintain there's no smoke without fire. They all denied, Robert, when they were probed. But at the end of the day, when justice starts to prevail, that's when the truth comes out. Let us not panic and await justice. Good show as always.
All right, headline maker around the world, not only just in South Africa, because you can remember that an association president holds a very, very important role right throughout the continent and the world. Right now, though, let's change tact, because we also need a happy story about the happy people, and that is why we are here today. The Spanish native gaffer is here. It has recently reached a milestone. I think that's something that ought to be celebrated, a milestone of 100 games in charge of his club, Orlando Pirates, and define the long-standing history of high coach turnover that has been existing. It also positioned himself now to become only the second manager in the club's entire history to complete 3 full seasons at the helm. Well, of those 100 games, though, he's led the team to 5 cup victories, including the unprecedented 3 consecutive MTN8 trophies. He's had back-to-back Nedbank Cup triumphs. He's also guided the side to runners-up finishes in the last 2 league seasons, though they finished well behind the champions, Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, this season, the club has already played 16 matches across 4 different competitions. They began the campaign with a club record equaling 6 consecutive wins, secured the MTN8 trophy, advanced to the group stage of the Africa Champions League, and also with a record of 13 wins, 2 draws, and only a single loss to Makiesi in the Carling knockout first round. Now, the team, listen to this, they've scored a total of 30 goals so far. And when this 47-year-old coach from Vigo in Spain first arrived from the Finnish football to take over at Orlando Pirates, many people doubted him, dismissing him as somebody pretty unknown. Now, 3 seasons later, he's proven the critics wrong. And many have been forced out to eat some very warm, humble pie. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jose Riviero, the head coach of Orlando Pirates, is live here in studio with us. Coach, good evening. Good to see you. Welcome.
Good evening, Robert. Thank you for having me here again, and good evening to the listeners at home in their cars. Thank you so much.
Sure. Jose Riviero, on the 13th of November 2024, 2 days ago, not only being nominated, but being announced as the coach of the month for the 2 previous months as well. Firstly, congratulations for that. What's your feeling? What's your reaction to that?
Thank you so much. I think it's those type of awards is a consequence of the way the team is playing, the way everybody around is running an extra mile this season in order to keep growing as a team, to keep writing a good history about ourselves. And so far, everything is coming together in the first part of the season. This is just the beginning. We want much more, obviously. But at the same time, of course, I'm glad to get this type of honors, let's say, because it's, like I said, it's a sign of the things are going well for the team.
What's made the difference, though, Coach?
Probably is not only one reason, not only one factor, as usually, but if I have to highlight one of them, I think is a change of mentality within the group, among ourselves, and when I say ourselves, I will include also our fans. The change of mentality, the confidence that the team is showing, probably coming from the last stages of the past season, specifically coming probably from the last game of the season, the final we played, the Nedbank final. The resilience that the team showed on that day, having the capacity to came back in a game against Mamelodi Sundowns to conquer that trophy. It was a really good way to start the current season from that moment. And I think right now the team is playing with a high level of confidence. It doesn't matter what's happening in the game, if we are doing the things right or wrong or somewhere there in the middle, even for the fans, even when the things are not coming together, everybody's still believing that we can make it. And that's probably the biggest change in our team right now.
So it won't surprise you, though, that not only just Jose Riviero's winning the Coach of the Month, 3 of your other players, Relem Fugeng, Sipho Chain, Dion Hotto, all of them nominated, obviously losing out to Lucas Ribeiro, who then won it, who's been fantastic this season. What does that say, though, about the collective? I can't remember a time when coach wins and then 3 other players also get nominations. What does that say again? And I'm not trying to repeat the question, but it's a different kind of form of application when you get acknowledged by not only the commentators, the scribes in terms of the journalists, but the 3 players themselves. I mean, it's a different Dion Hotto as well.
Attractive football, probably. I think that's the key. You can win. There's many ways to win the games. In the end of the day, is the most important thing. We all want to win games and competitions, especially our fans. But the way you try to make it possible is your decision, and we're trying to play an attractive football, a football where our talented players can express themselves, like I said already so many times. And that's the reason why the people is going to the stadiums around the world to have the possibility to identify yourself with a winning project, but at the same time to have a couple of good hours where you can really enjoy yourself, enjoy with your team, enjoy with your players, and the players that you mentioned before in different positions with different responsibilities, different roles, and many others around. I will say they are giving the people what they are looking for when they are coming to the stadium. So I guess that's the reason behind.
All right, attributing it to attractive football, that's the thoughts of Coach Jose Riviero. He is the coach of Orlando Pirates. He is indeed the reigning Coach of the Month for Orlando Pirates and in the entire Premiership right now. 011-888-947. Otherwise, do send us a WhatsApp voice note 060-708-0484. Plenty to talk about. The coach is live in studio. We're also live on the YouTube channel.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
Pop the corks and raise your glasses. Join us at the Capitec Francho Cap Classique and Champagne Festival on 30 November and 1 December. And if you spend 500 Rand or more with your Capitec credit card from 14 October to 15 November, you stand a chance to win one of 5 all-expenses-paid trips for 2, including double tickets, accommodation, transport, and more. Not for persons under 18. Conditions apply.
So we did a thing. A full commitment kind of thing. We've partnered with Sixt to bring Worldwide to your doorstep. So you see how that's a serious thing. Because that's what you deserve. We know you're the GOAT. So premium it is. Premium service, premium vehicles, premium you, premium us. Sani Sixt is all about adding extra to ordinary. Extra reach, extra countries, so you can be extra premium worldwide. Be the greatest of all time and rent Sani Sixt.
Babe.
Yeah?
I was thinking of fixing the leak in the roof this weekend.
Oh, that's so sweet of you, but I had Flash Harry fix it last weekend.
But I was Wait, Flash Harry?
Yeah.
Are you seeing someone?
Not everyone knows Flash Harry is the expert in DIY waterproofing solutions since 1975. If there's a leak, Flash Harry can fix it.
Oh, you know, I was gonna fix it.
Flash Harry, it just works. In a flash. Available in all good hardware stores. Find your nearest stockist at flashharry.co.za.
All packed and ready for the holiday, hubby. Nothing could go off track.
A lot could go off track, and quickly too, wifey.
Well, we have a few wise tips from iWise. Like checking our tires, driving within the speed limit, and keeping our emergency roadside assistance details at hand.
What about a wise tip for when our car's parked at the airport?
We'll park in a well-lit area and keep our valuables hidden.
Call 0860 110858 for a quote from iWise, the wise insurance choice. iWise is underwritten by Old Mutual Insure Limited, a licensed FSP and non-life insurer. T's and C's apply.
People always say that time is money. but they never tell you how much time equals how much money. Well, at Lula, we'll tell you right now that 24 hours equals up to 5 million rand. Yep, you heard right. At Lula, you can get up to 5 million rand in funding for your business in as little as 24 hours. So if your business needs access to funds, and time is money, don't delay. Visit lula.co.za today and make cash flow.
Hollywood Bets brings you unbelievable prizes this Black Friday. Deposit 200 Rand or more with OwnPay Instant EFT or Capitec Pay powered by OwnPay. And you could win a share of 500,000 Rand in cash jackpots, appliances or a home makeover. Enter now.
T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
A lot of you have been calling out and saying, guys, listen, we can't end the year without chatting to Glenn Rose Xaba. Just take us back to what almost caused you to quit running.
There was the time I want to quit in running because of a knee, especially when it comes to knee. It was challenging because we try lots of things but did not work. I changed coaches. 2021, I started to train with Caster fully. The thing that changes is program and train consistency. Coach Caster also was there for me, empowered to help people make sure that I get recovery fully.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Well, at least it's not Friday the 13th. It's just the 13th of November 2024. But there's been so much drama off the field. But today we're focusing on what's happening on the field of play. And that is why Coach Jose Riviero, who is the coach of Orlando Pirates, coach of the month currently, as standing is my guest in studio. A pretty high milestone, though, with Orlando Pirates winning the coach of the month for September, October. And I go back, though, and I say to myself, since the club was founded back in 1971 as a member of the National Professional Soccer League, which was the precursor to today's Premier Soccer League, my mind only goes back to the Dutch World Cup captain and also former coach of Orlando Pirates, which is Rudy Krol, having managed to complete 3 seasons, with Orlando Pirates. I want to take you on a little journey of breaking records and the significance thereof. I was being very intentional about what I said when I opened the show about people not having confidence when you joined. And you know Rudy Krol as much as everybody else. You're a scholar of the game. You know what he did on the field, winning a FIFA World Cup and then coming to Orlando Pirates, bringing the happiness index back into the team. And you've just done 2 seasons and a half. He finished 3. So it's almost there if you want to be very scientific about the whole thing. What's the feeling of what I've just mentioned now? Because in getting to 100 games, you surpass him statistically. Your immediate feeling about that, does that mean anything to Jose?
It means quite a lot, honestly, because first of all, I'm developing my career abroad, which is not easy. South African league is a complex one. It's not an easy one. The responsibility to be in my position is not a small one as well. So to manage to complete 2.5 seasons already, to achieve this amount of games when you have the opportunity to look back and see that it's something that not many people manage to do. Actually, like you said, there's only Coach Krol is the biggest or one of the biggest legends in the club. When we look to the bench, it's something to for all of us, the ones who were there from the first day with me, the ones who are not there anymore, but were also part of the journey during this period, feel proud about it. We show capacity to be resilient in the difficult moments during those 100 games. And also we were capable to deliver. That's the reason why we're still here, in the same position, because football is what it is. It's about results. It's about to get to manage to get the objectives for the club. But at the same time, the emergency in our position don't give you the opportunity to think so much about what is done. It's always about the next game. We are not in the end of the season. We are just in the beginning of the season. There's a lot of things to do from our side. There's a lot of emotions coming and competitions that we can still do a good job. And that's where the focus is right now, in continue adding more games to that number. Hopefully, in the future, also adding more trophies.
Doesn't that scare you, though, sometimes? As you say, you're in the beginning of the season, but already for Orlando Pirates, you are the most decorated head coach they've had in the Premier Soccer League era. So that era goes back to 1996-97, when Manning Rangers first won the first league. But already, you are almost halfway through a season. And when I say that to you, with 5 trophies under your belt, I say that to you that with those 5 trophies, that is why you become the most decorated coach of Orlando Pirates in the PSL era. But I also have to flip back now to 1973-74, and I looked at this earlier today, and it's mind-boggling that only Tony Sanderson was able to achieve what you have, but you in a shorter period of time as well. Was this a drive that was intentional from your side? Or did you work with what you were given, understand the climate of South African football, listen to your technical team, and understand what you have to deliver? Because 1973-74 is a long time, Coach. It's a long time back. You weren't even born yet.
I was born in 77, so it's
a dream.
You're right. Yes, absolutely. Look, first of all, I'm a very optimistic guy. I'm positive. So I'm always thinking that we're going to make it. So whichever project I decide to be part of, I'm always doing with fully convincement that we're gonna do what people expect from us. When you say that I was getting a lot of criticisms in the beginning, even before I came to South Africa, I don't really think so. I mean, they not the people that who was critic with me. They were critic with the club, with the project, not with myself. Mm-hmm. They doubt about
your credentials.
Yeah, but trust me, the people who brought me here, they know what they are doing with Riveiro, with that Riveiro, with the next one. The club is in good hands in terms of the decisions that they are making. So we were lucky to have the opportunity to prove, and that's something that I said many times. For me, it was a big opportunity because of those credentials, because of my background, to have the opportunity to do my job in a giant, in a big club like Orlando Pirates, with the responsibility to represent millions of people who is behind us, who is always looking on of what we are doing, So starting from that point, from that responsibility, and at the same time from the motivation to understand that the people who brought me here really trust on me to get this responsibility, because they didn't decide that I'm going to be the Orlando Pirates coach because of what I did. It was more about what they felt that I can do. So what else you need, to say yes, to really feel that you can make it, that you will do what the people expect from you, the people who trust on you. And yeah, like you said, so far the the history is looking good. But at the same time, as a competitive people, trust me that personally I think more about the trophies that we didn't get than the trophies that we got, because still there's things that we didn't do right.
Yeah. And one of the trophies that you still don't have, and which you obviously have shown an intention of wanting, is that of the league, the Premier Soccer League title, the Betway Premiership as it is. I mean, again, if Pirates do get it, your name will be again in the history books as the first winner of the Betway Premiership trophy, because nobody has won it before, including Mamelodi Sundowns. They've won the league, but not in this format itself. Give me your intentions, though, because sometimes early success could lead to many negatives, psychologically and otherwise. How do you keep the players then in tune to focus on the bigger picture? And the bigger picture, Coach, you got to be honest, has got to be the league championship this season.
Absolutely. For me, is the most important competition in every country, more than the European Champions League or African Champions League. Is 30 games home and away, same circumstances for everyone. We're gonna see each other in the same conditions. It's not about draws or having a good or a bad day. It's 30 games. So in the end, the team with more points is the fair winner of the competition, no doubt. So is the place where you test yourself, week in, week out, where you have the capacity to win your home games, but also to go to play teams with less budget, but maybe with more motivation than you, and have the capacity to cope with them on the day and be also motivated to beat them. And that's where we were not at the level probably in the first 2 seasons. We were not far. We managed in our first season to collect 54 points, which maybe in other seasons will take you to the championship as well, or very, very close. But we were competing with a very good side, with a fantastic team, which is also writing an important part of South African history recently. And that's the motivation this season, to be at that level. And the next 2-3 months is going to be a big test for us, because we have to perform also in the continental space, and the team, the squad, the coach is going to be tested in that moment as well, and we're preparing ourselves to be in a good level.
And you're right about that, because just by beating Jwaneng Galaxy, you've added minimum 6 more games to the calendar for Orlando Pirates. Do you have a number? Do you set a target for this season and say, okay, we've gotten 53, this particular season you get how many points? How many have you worked out for Orlando Pirates to target for this season?
We know we have to get a huge amount of points to win the league, because like I said, there's still one team who is the current champion, who is still in a good level, is playing so well. I'm still thinking that it's going to be more teams close, I'm sure. I don't know if it's only something that I wish, but it's my feeling that little by little the table will get the proper shape, and there's going to be more teams around the first and the second position, which is good, I think, for the league. So it's about what we are doing right now, to go game by game, understanding that every 3 points, every extra goal that we can score sometimes. Remember that we are in the Champions League because we scored more goals than Stellenbosch last season. It was a 50 points against 50 points. So we don't know if that's going to be the case this season again, if we want to be the champion. So every detail, it's going to be important, every point. So that's the mentality. I don't know if we might need 60 or 65 or 72. We need one more than the second.
We'll chat more about the Champions League, though, because I know that you're going to be heading off to Balustad in Algeria on the 26th of November. It's an away game. And as you know, the hostility, the fans, how are the players, especially the young ones, going to be able to cope? It's a learning experience for everybody. Mokgeti in Tembisa calls us on the line. Good evening, Mokgeti.
Evening, Robert.
Yeah, welcome. You want to ask the coach a question?
Yes, Jose. Hola.
Hola.
First,
Ooh, just turn around, please, Mokgeti. Just look at where the sun's about to set. I'm losing your signal there for some reason.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, there you are, 100%. Enjoy the sunset. Fire the question.
Jose, congratulations for your accomplishment with Orlando Pirates. I make time to watch Orlando Pirates play. Your team plays extremely entertaining football. So thank you for entertaining the South African. My question to you is.
All right, Mokgeti, we're struggling with that call, but I think if I'm reading it correctly, it's just the South African football, the ability for the players to enjoy the game. You talked about bringing the flair back. How do you keep the discipline? Is that intentional, that the Reles of this world get to play like that? Patrick Masongani gets to play like that. And literally almost all the players are as equally talented on the ball.
Yeah, we have very talented players, first of all. And from my point of view, it's going to be a mistake if I try to put walls, to that talent. And we are in South Africa. We have our own culture, our own football, and I'm happy because the South African football fans, they are not easy to satisfy, in my opinion. It's not only about winning. They're expecting something else when they come to the stadiums. And, they want to see those players in their space. And we try to make it profitable for the team at the same time. I try to make sure that talent is helping us to win games, not only to entertain. We can never forget what is the main target in each and every game. But if the player needs to feel confident and to make it possible, they need to show their skills. And in some certain moments of the game, I'm more than fine.
So what do you say to Rele when you want him to release the best of him? Is there a code language that you say to him?
No, I think it's natural. He knows what we are looking for. He knows the type of player that he is right now and the type of player that we want him to be in the near future as well, because there's still a lot of things to improve, and I'm sure that we will have the possibility to see Rele's evolution in his game little by little. But at the same time, it's natural. Those players, they understand the game in their own way.
Are you afraid you're going to lose them? I'm going to go for a break, but I wanted that question quickly. Are you afraid you might lose Rele in terms of not injuries, God forbid, no, but just him going for a bigger, better contract somewhere in Europe?
No, afraid is not the word. Things happened, in football life, and some certain things are just unstoppable, let's say.
They're knocking, though. You know that.
Maybe.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
Did you know that Lotto Star gives you real money back doing what you enjoy the most? You heard right. We're the only online betting company that rewards you with real ka-ching for simply placing bets on your favorite games. To date, we've paid out over 200 million rand in star rewards. Visit lottostar.co.za, your world of live games. Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Outsurance sees their clients as more than just a policy number.
Outsurance wasn't worried about a claim. They were more worried about our well-being and our safety as a family.
Outsurance gets it right.
Now you know why Outsurance has been awarded Best Short-Term Insurer by News 24 for the past 2 years. Switch to Outsurance. You always get something out. SMS out to 31275. That's out to 31275. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
Good health starts on the inside. Biogen Multivitamin Plus offers a comprehensive vitamin and mineral supplement designed to support daily energy and immunity, boost mental performance, and combat stress. Available in senior 50 plus and children's gummies too. You can have the whole family covered. Biogen. for the results you want. Visit biogen.co.za to find out how you can get up to 15% off Biogen products with Virgin Active.
MasterChef's salty voiceover guide to mispronunciation. Today's word, dessert. Origin, French. Pronunciation, dessert. Meaning the sweet course at the end of a meal. Commonly mispronounced as
desert.
Know the difference between a delectable dessert and the karu. Watch MasterChef SA on SABC3 every Saturday at 8:30. MasterChef, things are about to get salty.
Pick n Pay, proud sponsor of MasterChef South Africa.
Betway SA20 is back. Cricket under lights, hot summer nights where kids have a blast and the vibe's just right. Where the best in the world come to play and a one-handed catch could make your day. DJs on decks, crowds full of cheer. World-class cricket, the event of the year. It's all happening. We're just waiting for you. Join us from 9 Jan to 8 Feb. Get your tickets now at sa20.co.za. Betway SA20. Welcome to Incredible.
Flight Center's Big Red Sale is back. Head over to your nearest Flight Center store and save up to 20% on selected local getaways, 50% on beach holidays and tours, and up to 35% on cruises. Plus, score some sky-high savings on flights. Now's your chance to land some serious savings, bonus value, and irresistible deals. Hurry up. Sale ends 30 November. Visit us in-store, online, or call.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Rose Klaba is here, SA marathon record holder. Did any of these achievements cross your mind at any stage?
Yes, I'm a person that dream a lot. I believe in myself. I was born to do so much, achieve a lot in my career.
Ilana Meyer, you looked up to her. She had belief in you, and she looked at you and she said, you know what, when you've got too much oxygen, you need to go out there and you need to break my record. And you did exactly that.
She did test for me, where we did test for oxygen, and I'm capable to break those records of her.
So having a lot of oxygen means what? What does it read?
99 to 100
something,
for VO2 max oxygen.
So you probably didn't even get COVID.
Story of a champion. Story of a champion.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Reverend Rob and Coach Jose Rob, as a Kaizer Chiefs supporter, I hate to say this, but I think Coach Jose deserves our praises. He has turned Pirates into a formidable force. And for me, he's got that personality of Marcelo Bielsa. When tactics are not coming, he will squat on the ground. And for me, those are some of the similarities that I've observed. But I think the coach is doing a brilliant work. Thank you so much, Tebogo.
Tebogo, thank you so much indeed. Yeah, the images of Marcelo Bielsa by the icebox, the cooler box, almost half kneeling down, wondering what's next.
Evening, Darop. I've got a great man there in your studio. What I would do if I was Orlando Pirates, and I've always been tweeting this, can they go in his home country, check the family, check the kids, bring them this side, get them best schools. Take those kids to best schools. I mean, we need this man. We need this guy. And you don't want to have him stressed, thinking back at home, thinking about the family and stuff. And also, lastly, if I were him, I would play Sandile Mtetwa. Is it Sandile? Yes. Nyambos, I would play him in front of the defense, give him that number 6 role. I think he can. I've seen him. He's got great passes. But also, I don't want to tell him what to do. He's been doing great at Pirates. I mean, big up, coach. We want to have you for the longest time. For the longest time. I wish they can give you a 6-7 year contract, just to tie you down. But mostly, bring your family this side. Thank you. King here.
Evening, Big Rob, and evening to Coach Jose Riviero. Firstly, I would like to pass my congratulations to you, Coach, on being the Coach of the Month. I have a question for you, Coach, and it's based on Utito Masongae. How did you try and get the boys' head in the right place after bringing in the spotlight? A lot of people know what Ujomo said about the player, and Jomo is one of the legends of Orlando Pirates. But for you as a coach, as you were seeing everything transpire, how did you motivate and tell Utito Masongai to focus on the job at hand, and his job is to play football? Thank you, Mr. Marawa.
Rob Ola Riveiro. The question I have for you is, will you rather win the Betway Premiership or the CAF Champions League? If you were to choose one, which one would you choose between the two? What's most important to you, the league or the CAF Champions League?
Good evening, Rob, and good evening, Coach Riveiro. Congratulations on the latest achievements with regards to you being a coach of the season for both September and October. And of course, the 5 trophies. You set a great standard, and the rest must follow. Now, my question to you is that I just wanted to find out, in terms of squad depth, going into CAF and also having to honor local fixtures as well as local cup tournaments. Well, there's only one remaining at this point, which is the Nedbank Cup. Are we as Orlando Pirates equipped to basically honor those and still emerge victorious just from squad depth point of view? Are we equipped? And all the best for the remainder of the season. Ideally, I would like to see you stay further with the team because of the wonderful work that you have done in the 2+ years that you have been with us. Once, always, up the backs, happy people. Riveiro! Riveiro!
This is Tommy Hatti from Edenville. Greetings to you and greetings to all MSW shareholders. And I almost greetings to Jose Riviero. Rob, to be honest, with you, I was one of those who doubted Rivero's appointment, but I just told myself, let me give him a chance. With just after 3 games coaching Orlando Pirates, I saw that there's something that this guy can bring to us. You could see Pirates was playing with a pattern. So now, coach, my question to you is, how do you feel? How do you feel when we sing for you the touchline after the game, Riveiro, Riveiro, Riveiro? What goes through your mind? Sometimes you seem to be clapping your hands emotionally. What goes through your mind when we're singing that for you, coach?
He wasn't singing, he was just saying Riveiro, Riveiro, Riveiro. But maybe you can sing it better, hey? I've seen you do that. What's your feeling? What's your response? We hardly ever see that in SA football.
When they are singing my name?
Yeah.
Well, it's it's something special. Honestly, it's something that it's happening for the first time in my life. It's a new space for me. I think it's one way for them to express their gratitude for the show, for the game, for the 3 points. They calling my name, but they singing much more things at the same time. So it's nice to see them, expressing that happiness when they are cheering the players' names, Tito, whoever, Majopa or Nkota. And if they also choose the name of the coach, it's something for me very special, to feel that love, especially when we play in Orlando and currently even when we play our away games. So I'm more than thankful for that because they permanently, not only in the stadium, wherever I am right now, they always makes me feel really, really special.
Mtatwa at number 6.
Funny enough, I used to joke with Sandile many times about the same thing. That I used to tell him that I would like to meet whoever decides that he must play as a center back. When he was a child, we used to have that joke all the time. He has the potential to play in many positions, Sandile, and who knows? Why not? The opportunity maybe will be there one day.
There was also a question about Tito getting his confidence back. There was that story that really went crazy on social media about the number 10 jersey, Jomosono's comments. I don't know if you followed much of that. What did you make of it, and how did you keep him calm? How did you keep him focused on the bigger picture?
Playing. Tito loves to play football. Tito is a different animal when he's on the field, and this is where he can, express himself and show the best of himself. So when you have players like him who always wants to be on the ball, which for me is it's something to highlight, because it doesn't matter what's happening on the field. If we need a goal, if we need two, if we are losing a final, if he's one of the players that always wants the ball. That's why sometimes he's also in the tough side of the game when we think about he's losing the ball or not losing the ball, or they are kicking him or not, or he's diving or not diving, and that kind of stuff is because he always wants to get that responsibility. And in that period that you mentioned before, it was exactly the same. Yeah. So that makes me feel that he feels the support already without even talking about it. It's a boy that he just wants to be on the field and play football.
Quick question. If the number 10 jersey was available, it wasn't retired at Orlando Pirates, who would you assign it to?
Well, I don't think it's an important issue right now. I will leave that answer for the fans, maybe the ones who were there already for years, for decades. They understand the history of the club, and they know much more than me about South African football and who deserves or who is not. Our players right now, and probably the ones that are coming to your mind or my mind or everybody else's mind when we think about the jersey number 10, they still have to do much more things, in my opinion, to even start that discussion.
To earn the right, yeah. Let's go to Tsepo. Tsepo is in Soweto. Good evening.
Evening, Tarop, and evening to my coach there.
Yeah, welcome.
Coach,
go ahead.
Yes. Thanks, Coach, for bringing happy days to Orlando Pirates, and thanks for bringing us back to Orlando Stadium. You know, you have brought that belief that we once have. I remember there was a game against Old Golden Arrows the last time we won the league. We were still there, even though up until the end, because of we believe. Thanks, Coach, for bringing us back to the stadium. And, Coach, you know what, to be honest with you, we really want that league so bad. And I was looking at the Champions League features, Coach. It is possible, Coach. We can win this thing, Coach. It is possible, Coach. I was checking already. I can tell you now that Al Ahly game will be a sold out.
Sure. Tsepo, thank you. There was also that question about whether it's the Betway Premiership or the Champions League that the coach would love to win. I'll get a comment shortly. Running out of time. Mo in Pretoria, good evening.
Good evening, Tarop. How are you, Tarop? Good evening, Coach.
Yeah, welcome.
Coach,
go ahead.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for bringing back the happy days to Orlando Pirates. That is one. Coach, look, before you arrived, we used to think Mamelodi Sundowns supporters were our friends. Since you arrived, you know that they hate us. I had Rob asking you about relay living and all of that. For me, I say let relay live, let Munyani live, let these youngsters live, let Nkota go to Europe so that South Africa and the continent can go higher. But my worry, Coach, is you leaving. I know you might leave at the end of the season with the results that you're giving us. So, Coach, is there a succession plan? What will happen once you leave? Lastly, Rob, just 10 seconds. Coach, our goalkeeping department, do you have enough depth for the league and the Champions League? Thank you very much, Coach. Riveiro, thank you. Tarop Matuputu, Nyabongaba.
Thank you so much, Mo. Thanks, Mo in Pretoria. Let's dive straight into that one. So many people have asked it. So it becomes the uncomfortable thing, the elephant in the room. It's a 3-year contract, as far as I know. You're 2.5 seasons into the 3-season contract. Are you going to be extending that contract?
It's a good question. An important one probably for many people. I'll give you the standard answer to the question, which is, I'm sorry to disappoint you and disappoint your listeners as well, but right now we are in a very important period of the season. It's just we are in the middle of the 5th month of the season. We are not even in the halfway. It's true that I'm ending my contract in the end of the current one, and probably there's gonna be a moment where we can sit down and have that conversation, and let's see what happens after that. But right now, I think it's a moment to stay together, team and fans, to enjoy the moment, because we work so hard to find ourselves in the situation where we are right now, which means nothing. It's just 7 games in the league. We are ahead of very, very close to start the group stage in the Champions League, which is a really motivated or motivational competition for us, where we can test ourselves in a very high level, and we have to really grab this moment, with all of our strength. And we are in a football business. You never know what's going to happen in the future, but like I said, there's going to be a moment to talk about it and to be honest about it with ourselves and see what's coming.
As you said, standard question.
Standard answer.
Standard answer. And because there's standard time, which tells us it's 7 o'clock, I will have to let you go, because unlike some referees who give us referees optional time, I don't have that opportunity to get referees optional time. Otherwise, I was going to go on the counter-attack, counter-press. I was going to chuck it into the box, and hopefully there was going to be a trip of somebody in that box. But, Coach, I think for your record, I think for all that you've done for the club, it augurs well that you sit where you sit right now as the top of the pile of the recent coaches that have been at Orlando Pirates. 100 games under the belt, coach of the month. 100 games, 61 wins, 20 draws, 19 losses, a 61% win rate, which is even higher than your previous club before you got to Orlando Pirates. And that comes second to Rudy Kroll, who is second. Jose Riviero is the number 1 coach as far as Pirates is concerned. On that note, Coach, I thank you. You deserve everything that's coming your way. And I hope that come crunch time in June, when that contract conversation happens, somebody did say, bring your family across. They might love it here for another 5 years. Do you agree?
I don't disagree.
That's all you've got to say. All I'm saying is tune in again tomorrow. Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you so much, Robert.
From the pitch to the podium, your all-access pass to the world of sport is right here. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.